Hey everyone, welcome to day 4, round 4. It is amazing. So many of you are watching it live. So many of you are watching on the replay. Whether you're watching this live or on the replay, a huge well done. Congratulations and thanks to each and every one of you. Thank you so much for turning up. I genuinely feel like the most blessed person in the world. I'm so grateful. I'm so lucky. I'm so thankful to each and every one of you that you're showing up, you're focusing, you're giving it your best. Give me 1 second. There we go. Just getting a bit more light up in here. Brilliant. Jaina, good to see you here. Soumya, good to see you. Hira, good to see you. Fantastic to have all of you coming in online. Let me know where in the world you're tuning in from. I love knowing how international this community is. In just a few days, we've built a global community of people who want to change their lives and the lives of others. It's incredible. Do not underestimate what you've just been a part of. There are 150,000 people here who've committed to learning, growing, and progressing this week. This is huge. Nowhere in the world are 150,000 people coming together to actually grow, to change, to transform. And you are one of them. Do not take that lightly. That is a huge success. I want you to know that. How many of you are at 4 out of 4? How many of you are at 3 out of 4, 2 out of 4, 1 out of 4? Let me know in the comments right now. I'm so excited for today's session. Thank you so much for showing up day after day after day. How many of you are recognizing the value of coaching and mentoring right now? How many of you are recognizing that value? How many of you are realizing, say yes in the comments, how many of you are realizing what happens in our life when we actually have external inspiration, motivation, coaching, and insight and wisdom in our life? How many of you are noticing that shift that happens mentally? Whether it's me saying things you already know, whether it's me saying things you've heard before, whether it's me saying things you already do, how different is it? When you commit some time to personal growth, someone commits some time to personal growth, someone who spent 13 years building up this knowledge base, testing these things. I've tried and tested everything I share with you guys. Nothing I'm sharing is things that are just in my mind. These are all things I've tried and tested. Medina for Sweden, 4 out of 4. That is amazing. Well done. Thank you for being here. Arabelle, I'm tuning in from Caribbean, Barbados. Thank you so much, Jay Shetty. 4 out of 4. Amazing. Kyla Clark, 4 out of 4. Incredible. Who else is 4 out of 4? Julie, 4 out of 4. Brilliant. Randy from Dallas, 4 out of 4. Fantastic. This is so great. Awesome. Who else is here? Claire Hughes says, day 4, you've honestly changed my mindset and life. In the last few days, my life is already so much better than it was last week. That is amazing. So happy to hear that. Shana on day 4 as well. So many of you on day 4. Viraj, great to see you from the Genius community. Oh, and by the way, I've got a big announcement for you all later on today. So stick around. I've got a big announcement to share with all of you. Welcome to all the Genius members. Great to have you here. And an announcement just for tomorrow. Tomorrow's live has changed time slightly, so be aware. Tomorrow's live is at 2 p.m. UK time, right? Tomorrow's live is at 2 p.m. UK time, just for you all to be aware. Time is shifted, so it'll be 6 hours earlier than this right now. So we'll be going live 2 p.m. UK tomorrow, which is 6 hours earlier than this right now, just so you know, for day 5. Great to see so many of you tuning in online right now. How have you found it? Laura says 4 out of 4. So happy to be able to look at things in a different way. Coaching is fantastic. That's brilliant. This is awesome. Murat says, I'm sitting at NAB in Las Vegas looking at camera equipment and I've dropped everything and sat down in the hallway. That's how great this is for me. Murat, thank you so much for sharing that. Nicole says, I've tapped in tons of types of coaching, but this has truly been life-changing and I'm approaching my day so differently. Brilliant. Amy, I love that, says, I started late, but I'm now caught up. So 4 out of 4. I'm loving this. Coaching is so helpful. Brilliant. Naya saying, thank you for changing my life. Well, thank you for committing to let me have that opportunity. Gabrielle says, hello, Jay, day 4. Can't wait to see what will happen. I've changed my perspective so much since we started. Back at the heart, mind, and soul gym. Absolutely. Alicia says, hi, Jay from Canada. So excited for day 4. We never have trained our thoughts in school. This coaching helps my mind to grow and learn, which took this long to realize. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. It's amazing. 4 out of 4 for so many of you. This is fantastic. Alina says, this is already impacting my life. Coaching blew my mind. Thank you for this. Fantastic. I'm so glad that you're all recognizing this, because we live in this culture that often doesn't realize the value of coaching, mentoring, personal growth, self-development. People are always like, that stuff, they're always doing that stuff. But actually, the truth is, those who take it grow. Those who take it learn. Those who take it progress. Anyone I know that is invested and focused in on coaching has changed their life. Thank you so much for giving me that opportunity. I'm so grateful to each of you, and well done to each of you for making this commitment as well. I have to make you own that, like really recognize what that is, right? Awesome. I'm so happy. So day 1, we talked about making peace with your past. Day 2, we talked about priorities. Day 3, we talked about personal potential. And day 4, today, day 4, round 4 is all about practices, daily practices, principles, habits. Successful people who create the lives they want, have mastered habits and practices. For the sake of sticking with the 4 P's, we're on the 4th P today, practices, right? And what I mean by practices is habits. People who have created the lives they want have made peace with their past, right? They've made peace with their past. They've figured out their priorities. They have very carefully uncovered their potential, and they have daily practices and habits that they live by. This is one of the biggest differences between people who are successful and people who are unsuccessful. People who are happy and people who are unhappy. People who are happy and successful have built practices and processes into their life that makes them that way. See, happiness isn't something that you just attain. It's like bathing or a shower. We shower every day because you have to become cleaner every day. We brush our teeth, hopefully, every day or twice a day because we have to do that. Similarly, with happiness, similarly with success, it's a habit. A daily habit is what keeps them going. So why is happiness or success different? Why do we look at happiness and success any differently? If we have to take a shower every day and we have to brush our teeth every day and we have to eat every day, so does our mind. Our mind needs cleaning every day. Our mind needs feeding every day. But what are we cleaning and what are we feeding? That's the question. I'll give you an example. Let's say you brush your teeth with mud. How clean would they be? They wouldn't. You have to brush them with toothpaste. Or instead of using a toothbrush, imagine you use something else. I'm not even going to say it because even thinking of like brushing your teeth with a knife or a fork, just, oh God, that sound, I can hear it in my thing. It wouldn't work. Similarly with showering. Imagine you showered with mud. Would it work? No. With food, you have to feed your body with food. So it's also specific. It's not just feeding your body. It's not just bathing. It's specific with water. Similarly with our minds, we have to clean our minds with meditation, with reflection, with introspection. We have to clean our minds by being around incredible people, by being around people that are focused, being around people that are determined. And same way, we have to feed our mind, just like we have to feed food to our body, a diet that is good for our body. We have to feed our mind uplifting, powerful, positive thoughts. How many of you are recognizing the value of this? Say yes right now in the comments if you're listening to me and you're recognizing and the penny's dropping right now and you're going, Jay, wow, like I've just had a breakthrough right there. Like that makes so much sense. We feed ourselves every day. We clean ourselves every day. We brush our teeth. We shower. But when it comes to happiness and success, we're like, oh no, I'm just going to get there and it's going to stay the same. No. It's a daily practice, a daily habit, a daily ritual that gets us there. And this is what so many of us avoid. This is what so many of us forget the importance of. This is what so many of us underestimate. So many of us underestimate this, that it's a daily habit. It's a daily practice. If you want to be happy every day, people say to me all the time, they're like, Jay, how do you stay positive every day? I'm like, because I work on positivity every day. People are like, how are you happy all the time? How have you got energy all the time? Because I manage my energy every day. It's like saying to someone, how are you always full? Right? Like if one of your friends is always full and like, how are you always full? They're like, because I eat. If someone's like, how do you always smell good? Because I shower and spray cologne. How do your teeth always look so nice? Because I brush my teeth. Right? It feels so obvious when you ask it like that. But then when people are like, why are you happy all the time? And that person's like, yeah, because I practice happiness habits. Why are you successful every day? Oh, because I practice success habits. Right? Does that make sense? Is that resonating? Is the penny dropping? It's such a profound yet simple point that we miss. It's a daily habit, it's a daily practice, it's a daily ritual. So today I'm going to take you through some of the most powerful daily habits and daily and weekly practices of the most happy and successful people in the world. Remember, this is from 13 years of my own research. This is from me sitting down with some of the most successful, happy people in the world. And when I talk about happiness and success, I talk about healthy, wealthy, and wise. Not just money, not fame. Healthy, wealthy, and wise. People who are genuinely satisfied and happy in life in one of those three areas. So you get a spectrum for all of them, right? So we need practices that clean our minds, and we need practices that feed our minds. Two different things, cleaning and feeding. We're always feeding our bodies and we're cleaning our bodies, right? One takes away the clutter and one makes sure we don't put in any clutter. In and out, in and out. Take out the clutter, only put in no clutter. So the mind already has so much clutter that needs to be removed, but we want to make sure we're not putting that much more back in. Does that make sense? We want to make sure we're not putting that much more back in. Carol says, it's so obvious that it's overlooked. Mind blown right now, Jay. That's awesome. Thank you so much. Silvana says, started jogging the beginning of March and my life already changed. Cleaning your brain is the best that a person do to improve happiness. Absolutely. Exercise is a fantastic way of cleaning your body and mind. Absolutely. Disha says, after listening to your podcast, I'm meditating every day from the last 5 to 6 weeks. That's awesome. I love hearing that. A counselor, myself, very happy to learn your lessons in simple yet profound principles of life. Awesome. This is great. And that's the thing about daily habits. When you put them into practice, it doesn't matter what your day throws at you. You feel stronger. It's like you're going to get hungry every day, right? You're going to get hungry every day. You're going to get dirty every day, but you know what to do about it. That's exactly what it is with the mind. You're going to get tired every day. You're going to lose focus every day, but you're not going to go, oh, why am I? How many of you waste energy going, why am I hungry today? How many of you have ever asked yourself that question? How many of you have ever asked yourself that question, why are my teeth dirty today? Have you ever asked yourself that question? No, we don't ask ourselves that question because you know you're going to get hungry. You know you're going to get dirty. You know you're going to get smelly. Sorry, but it's true. But you know what to do about it. That's what daily practices are, right? That's what daily habits are. That you know you're going to get tired. You know you're going to lose energy. You know you're going to lose focus. You know you're going to feel challenged. You know all of that. But guess what? You know what to do about it. These practices and habits become your response proactively to how you know you're going to feel. Now you're not going to sit there and go, why am I tired? Right? Why am I feeling low energy? Why don't I not want to work right now? Because you're going to know. You're going to be aware. Abby says, I'm thriving so much from your coaching, Jay. Just need to get husband on board now. Abby, it will happen naturally. Let him join one of these sessions. Adriana says, the best habit is recognizing ourselves as amazing and valuable people. Beta says, totally mind-blowing, the concept of working on daily happiness. It's just not just once a week. Absolutely. You can't gain happiness and success without consistency. But this immersive 5 days makes you realize the benefits so that you commit long-term, right? That's the principle of how change works. Change works by proving benefits in a short amount of time and then doing it over longer periods of time, then coming back for an immersive time and then doing it over long periods of time as well. So here are some of those practices. Before I do that, I'm going to read some of your comments. Tara says, can't wait to hear them. I'm in the process of deconstructing my habits. Fantastic. That's brilliant. A lot of questions on meditation. I'm going to tell you about that in my announcement later on. So any of you interested in meditation, stay tuned. My announcement's going to have a lot to do with that. That's brilliant. Marie says, lol, today I asked, why am I procrastinating? I literally knew why, hearing you loud and clear. That's awesome. Elise says, your coaching has honestly given me so much more than several counseling sessions I attended last year. Thank you for opening my mind. Wow, Elise, that means a lot to me. Thank you so much for saying that. Genuinely, that means so much to me. Thank you for saying that. This is great. Emily Wright says, it's crazy how our minds are always left out of cleansing. Absolutely. Jess, this is amazing. I started having my daughter meditate every night so that she can have the habit, just like brushing her teeth. I wish I learned this when I was little. Well, you can learn it now. Nothing is stopping you now. So, number one habit, and this habit, I don't mean it when I say it, so be careful with me. It's a quote based from Mark Twain. Eat a live frog first thing in the morning. Now, you're going to be scared. You're going to be like, Jay, I don't want to eat a frog. Why are you telling me to eat a frog? I mean, I'm vegan myself as well. I'm plant-based. I have a plant-based diet. So you might be wondering, Jay, why are you telling me to eat a frog? I'm not. Mark Twain used to say this. He said, eat a live frog first thing in the morning and nothing worse will happen to you the rest of the day. What he meant by that was, right, before you start going to find a Kermit the Frog or whatever it may be, what he meant was tackle your hardest and most unnerving task on your to-do list at the beginning of the day. Start your day with something tough and challenging. Now, there are 2 lines of thought for daily practices, and you've got to find the one that works for you. For some people, it's doing the easiest thing so they gain confidence. For some of you, it's doing the hardest thing because your time is limited. So when your time is limited, you want to start with the hardest thing because you want to get it done. You want to use all your energy in your mind for the hardest task of the day. When you've got more time, you may want to start with the easy one to build confidence, to build momentum. So it's recognizing which state you're in, and everyone's in a different state. There are days in my life when I have lots of time, and I'll start with the simplest thing because then I start getting loads of things done. I'm like, okay, I'm going to be great at this big thing. And there are times when I've got very little time. I'm like, okay, let's go straight to that biggest task in the day. Know how much time you have, and then figure out which one you're going to give your energy to, right? Know which one you're in and figure out which one you're going to do. This is massive. Do the hardest thing in the morning or the easiest thing in the morning. You do the easiest thing in the morning when you have lots of time so that you build momentum, and you do the hardest thing in the morning when you have little time. That's how you know how to figure it out, right? That's how you know the difference. So now you know, if you've got lots of time, which one are you going to do? You're going to do the easiest. If you've got little time, what are you going to do? The hardest, right? Nice and simple. There you go. Awesome. There we go. So that's habit number 1. Habit number 2 is something I really enjoy, and it's a principle that I learned while reading the book called Organized Mind by Daniel Levitin. Now, this is something I do in all my coaching sessions, and when I give you the announcement later, you'll hear this as well. What I do in all my coaching sessions is I'm doing all this reading and research so that you don't have to. Your lives are busy. Your lives are hectic. Your lives are scheduled. So is mine. But I've dedicated my life to understanding human behavior so that I can help you with human behavior. That's the point of people like me in the world, right? I'm going in, I'm synthesizing, I'm learning more, I'm reading more. In 2017, I read a book every single day. Last year, I read a book every single week. And this year, I'm doing about a book a month at the moment. That's my focus because I've been changing up how I do my own habits. So I'm reading and learning and growing all the time so that I can share with you. So I read this book called The Organized Mind by Daniel Levitin. And one of the things I synthesized from there, which I think you'll really love and be really powerful for you, is that in this book, it talks about a principle known as satisficing. What satisficing means is the ability to remove insignificant decisions so that your mind has energy for the big, significant decisions. I'll give you an example. How many of us waste our daily routine trying to figure out what we're going to eat for lunch or dinner or breakfast? How many of us spend so much of our mental real estate trying to figure out what we're going to eat for breakfast, lunch, or dinner? How many of us? Right, yes, in the comments, that's me. I do all the time as well. I used to do it, not anymore. But I used to do that as well. How many of us are spending our time on insignificant decisions? How many of us wake up in the morning and go, what am I going to wear today? Oh my God, what am I going to wear today? I don't know what I'm going to have to wear today, right? How many of us get into that challenge as well? How many of us get into that challenge? We were like, oh my God, like, what am I going to wear today? One of the things that the most successful people do as a habit is that they remove insignificant decisions. That doesn't mean they never make them. They just make them in advance. Some people have the same thing for breakfast every day. Why? That builds consistency for your gut. Your gut gets consistent with digesting the right thing for it, and it knows what to expect. Hence, when you go into a meeting or you go onto a call, you know where you're at. And people do this for everything, right? So you know what you're going to eat for breakfast or lunch to make it simple. Or you make your weekly planner for dinner the week before, on the weekend, so that you're clear. Guess what that does? This principle in Daniel Levitin's book means that it expands your mind to make the bigger decisions. Otherwise, what we're doing is something called decision fatigue. We end up making our mind make lots of little decisions, and therefore our mind gets really tired by the time it gets to a big decision. How many times does your mind feel like it's really slow, right? Our mind gets tired and tired and tired, making so many small decisions that by the time we want to make a big decision, we've drained our energy. How many of you experience that? right? How many of you experienced that? So it's so important. So one of the things you can do is decide what you're eating a week in advance. Decide what you're wearing a night in advance, right? Steve Jobs, Mark Zuckerberg, Obama, all they used to do every day is they had a uniform. Obama had multiple suits, same colors, different colors, same type of suit, same fit. Mark Zuckerberg had the same hoodie, same t-shirt, same pair. So I'm not saying you have to wear the same clothes every day. What I'm saying is you take that out of the day. You do it the night before. You simplify your life from insignificant decisions that don't make a big, massive impact on your day to day, right? Carol says, I actually do a meal schedule on Sundays to make things easier. Brilliant. That's awesome. Hasika says, I spend so much time just thinking about how I'm even going to start with my work update in a meeting when my turn comes, even though I know in my notes written, I have to go about it. I have so much decision fatigue. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Clothes and food often waste our time and zaps our energy for more worthwhile decision. Absolutely. Until I meal prepped, I never realized how much my meals took from my attention every day. Absolutely. I never realized the importance of this, says Poonam. That's so brilliant and it's so simple, says Lisa. Absolutely. Here we go. So I want you to recognize this point, right? We want to simplify our lives. We want to simplify our lives. We don't want to get lost in the decision fatigue. We don't want to get lost in making insignificant decisions, right? We don't want to do that to ourselves. So Steve Jobs, when he was giving a big keynote, he knew he wore his New Balance trainers, he wore his black turtleneck, and he wore his blue Levi's 501s, right? He wore the same thing to remove his energy from what he was wearing so that he could focus on the speech he was delivering. So we remove all insignificant, uncreative, unmentally taxing decisions so that we can focus on the real things. That's one of the biggest habits of some of the most successful people in the world, right? Removing small decisions. Brandy says, I get decision fatigue every single day. Taking out those insignificant decisions are tiring. I've had to schedule myself for everything, absolutely. And therefore, the most successful people in the world and the happiest people in the world, they focus on minutes, not hours. Most people default to hour and half-hour blocks on their calendar. Highly successful people know that there are 1,440 minutes in every day and that there is nothing more valuable than time. Money can be lost and made again, but time can never be reclaimed. As legendary Olympic gymnast Shannon Miller told Kevin, to this day, I keep a schedule that is almost minute by minute. You must master your minutes to master your day. And you can do this without the need for personal assistance. This is for you. By planning your day correctly, remember we did on day 2, we did the activity to figure out when you're most in your element, the most time. Use that time wisely. This doesn't mean we don't all do chores. I do chores too. We all have to do chores. The difference is you do them at a time when your mind is not active. You do the things that don't require your brain's energy for the most important things at the times when your brain is least active. So for me, when it comes to 9 a.m. and 2 p.m., I try and do no meetings because that's when I'm in my creative genius. That's when I'm in my zone. So I want to go all in on making videos, on coaching, on studying, on learning. So I don't schedule at that time, right? This is awesome. This is great. I was just listening to Organized Mind on Blinkist this morning. Thank you for bringing this to me. This is so significant. Small things with big impact. Awesome. Now, this is one of the most important points that I want to raise today. And this is really, really significant. One of the biggest things that the most successful and influential people in the world and the happiest people in the world did is that they daily invested in personal growth. Exactly what you're doing right now. All of you, believe it or not, for the last 4 days, including today, have spent 45 minutes to an hour on your personal growth, right? All of you have been doing that. How incredible has that felt? What have you sacrificed? How many of you have sacrificed Netflix to do this? How many of you have sacrificed watching TV to do this? How many of you have sacrificed something else to do this? What have you traded, but what has the result been? Tell me the answer to that question. What have you given up to do this, and what have you gained from doing this? Tell me that right now. Kaija, good question. I'll come to that in a moment. This is so epic, says Bless. Rochelle, definitely when you're traveling, habits get difficult. I totally understand that. So when you're traveling, you're flexible, and you're flexible also on a weekly basis. Kaija says, Jay, you had said that we make the greatest impressions in the AM, but job interviews are not always that. That's fine. Make it feel like the morning. Don't stress yourself before an interview making lots of insignificant decisions. Make it feel like the morning. Kajol, beautiful point. You realize how much can be done in a minute when you put something in the microwave for a minute. So simple yet so important. Amazing. That's it. Olivia, you've got it. Olivia says personal growth is an investment that keeps giving back tenfold. Absolutely. Hetal says she's given up sleep to gain so much out of this coaching. Jamie says, I've given up Facebook TV but gained incredible insight. Amazing. I've left work early to be able to catch these seminars, and I do not regret in the least, says Kimberly. I can always make more money, but these lessons are too important to miss. Kimberly, that's fantastic mindset. Gave up menial tasks, says Brett. That will be made up tenfold when I have time to implement this stuff. Fantastic. I've given up social media scrolling, and now I've gained being even more present in my life, not others' lives, says Heather. That's fantastic. And that's the truth. We're so present in everyone else's life. It's time we became present in ours. This is the difference. Listen to this carefully. The most happy and successful people in the world, and not just for 5 days, they do this forever. 2/3 watch less than an hour on TV or spend it online. 60%, 66% of people who are happy and successful watch less than an hour of TV or spend time online. 2 hours on Netflix or 2 hours on YouTube, they give that up. The people that are unhappy and unsuccessful are spending 2 hours on YouTube or 2 hours on Netflix a day, gaining nothing. The most successful and happy people in the world spend 10% to 25% of their net income on personal growth, courses, books, audiobooks. This is the difference. When people say, how many times have you heard follow your passion? That's bad advice. The real advice is invest in your passion. You have to get good at it. You have to become better. See, if you don't sacrifice for what you want becomes the sacrifice. Listen to that carefully. If you don't sacrifice for what you want becomes the sacrifice. All of what you've just said now. Some of you have given up sleep. Some of you have given up watching TV. Some of you have given up social media. And like you said, we're so busy being present in everyone else's lives. It's about time we started investing and being present in our own lives. That is the difference between those who achieve their goals and those who don't. They invest in their own growth. Lynn says, whatever I sacrifice tonight does not feel like a sacrifice anymore. Anna Yates says, I've sacrificed TV, lost nothing but gained loads. This is brilliant. I love that. That's so important. So important. I'm so happy to read that. Litta, that's fantastic. Brett, the definition of happy and successful we're going through is healthy, wealthy, and wise. And wise means personal satisfaction. Health, of course, means physical and mental health. And wealth, of course, means not just money, but wealth of relationships, right? Everything. That's the definition. The definition is a holistic one, not about making money. Not only that. This is amazing. This is fantastic. So listen to this carefully. These are the daily habits. Gabor, thank you for bringing this up. Gabor from Hungary says, Aristotle said, we are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, therefore, is not an act, but a habit. Absolutely. It's a daily habit, right? So this is investing in yourself. Investing in yourself is the best thing. So the most happy and successful people in the world, 88% read for 30 minutes or more per day. Now, that's what I was saying earlier, that when I'm doing the research and we're in these sessions, I'm doing that reading. So even if you don't have time to read, you're getting the benefit of that reading. That's why you're feeling the progress, right? Really important to remember that. 63% listen to podcasts. 79% read educational, career-related material. 55% read for personal development. 58% read biographies of successful people. That's one of my most favorite things. Reading biographies. My favorite ones are Einstein's by Walter Isaacson and Steve Jobs by Walter Isaacson. 94% read about current events. 51% read about history. But listen to this. Only 11% read for pure entertainment. The truth is, the most happy and successful people in the world choose education, and the education becomes their entertainment. How many of you have found these sessions entertaining? How many of you have found these sessions engaging and useful and insightful, and that learning is exciting? See, the challenge is that school made us believe that learning was boring. School made us believe that learning was hard. School made us believe that we didn't want to learn. But actually, learning is so closely linked to happiness. When we're learning, we're happy. When we're growing, we're happy. We don't learn and grow when we just sit and watch TV. We all know that. Now, I'm not saying you can't watch TV at all. I love sports. For example, I'm a big soccer fan. It's very, very important to me. I absolutely love it. I enjoy it a lot. It's a big part of my life. I love watching football. So I'm not against it. But what I'm saying is that that's not the way I spend every day of my life. Right? That's not how I spend every day of my life. And that's what I want you to get to. Kajal says, such great advice. Looking at the stats, I'm surely going to cut down on Netflix and YouTube and invest the same in the possible way on things I'm passionate about. Exactly. Imagine where you could be if you did that. Benny Diane says, today you're rocking with your words, health, wealth, and wise. This is incredible. I'm looking forward to mold me with daily planning by your words. Amazing. Who else is getting a lot out of this? Let me know. I want to read more comments from all of you right now and what you're learning so far. Gabriella says, very inspirational. I'm not a loner. There are loads of beautiful minds. Thanks, Joe. Christy says, I gave up an hour of being outside. I've learned so much and will be able to be outside more. Beautiful. Mark says, yes, learning is exciting and I want to challenge myself every day. I get bored when I'm not challenged. Sadaf says, it's so amazing to learn each day about simple ways to live life the right way. Kelsey says, you just answered it for me. That's why I can't just read for fun. If I get nothing valuable out of it, it drains me. I love reading for growth. Absolutely. Stephanie says, yes, learning is exciting. And I now find myself in the book aisle. Love reading and growing. And people say I've changed. Amazing. Jamie, this has made such an impact in my life already. Learning and growing are so much more important to me. I'm going to invest. Brilliant. I'm going to invest in my passions and learn instead of wasting my time. Fantastic. This is great. I'm so happy to read this. Now, another thing. So these are the 3 C's that the most happy and successful people in the world invest in their lives. Coaching, consistency, and community. To apply all of those things that I've just said, to really put all of those things I've just said into practice, all the habits, everything I've mentioned since session 1, whether it's healing from our past, that takes time. Whether it's building up a focus on your priorities and really chasing your goals, that takes time. Whether it's finding your potential and living your passion and your purpose, that takes time. But more importantly than time, all of these things, including these habits today, take coaching, consistency, and community. Coaching in the form of mentoring, advice, inspiration, motivation, advice, guidance, steering, step-by-step processes like we've been doing in these sessions. Consistency, we need to hear it again and again and again. And community, this, learning together. We move further when we learn together. This is one of the biggest mistakes people make. We feel we can grow alone. Whereas when you look at all the most successful people in the world, they have masterminds, communities, groups, tribes, squads. That's how people grow. And that's what's missing in our lives. Out of those 3 C's, which one are you missing in your life? Tell me which one you're missing in your life. How many of you have regular coaching, mentoring, guidance, inspiration, motivation in your life? How many of you have that consistently? And how many of you have community? How many of you genuinely have a group of incredible people to grow around? People who really want to grow, not people you're trying to help grow, people who genuinely want to grow. It's hard. These are the 3 C's of happiness and success, and we're missing out on them. So to do this, to really develop, to really make a change in our lives, right? To really make a change in our life, we have to have these 3 things. And I'm seeing a couple of comments here. Sadaf says, coaching consistency community. Yes, yes, yes. Rinky goes, didn't realize that it's been over half an hour already, waiting for the announcement desperately. Serena says, please, Jay, let the announcement be that we can do this more often together. So on that note, seeing as you've all prompted it, I want to tell you about this incredible opportunity announcement. And this has really come, honestly, this has come. When I do these 5 days of coaching, all I'm hoping for is being able to provide all the value I can. So everything in my videos, if you watch my 3 to 4 minute videos, but you want to learn more, I love seeing people commit and grow. But this is where it gets really exciting. How many of you know that I run a private coaching group where I give all these strategies, tools, and guidance you need to reach your full potential? How many of you know that? How many of you know that I have a private coaching group and community that I run, that I invest in, that I build? How many of you know that? Yes or no? I want to get a quick understanding of how many of you are aware of that. Some of you are actually members already. I've been seeing the Genius members. It's called the Genius Coaching Group. How many of you have been aware that I actually have this incredible thing that's making a huge impact? How many of you know? Yes or no? Let me know right now in the comments. I'd love to be able to see. And how many of you are excited for me to share this announcement right now? Let me know if you're excited for me to hear this announcement. Gabrielle says, this is the first time I've had coaching and it's helping me so much. I've started to become way more positive. Ankita says, I miss community. I wish I had great company and community to get started. I know so many people feel that. Cheska says, I'm missing coaching and community, so I try my best to watch your videos. Exactly. Jaslyn says, I didn't know about your private group. How do we join? Okay, so stay tuned. I'm going to tell you that right now. Coaching and consistency are 2 things I'm missing out, says Zainab. So all of you are exactly where you need to be right now, right? All of you are exactly where you need to be right now. Ria says, not until I heard you saying Genius members over the past 4 days. Okay. Giselle says, no, I did not know about that, although you have mentioned the Genius before. Okay, so most of you don't know. Nicole says, no, I had no idea, but I figured something was up when you mentioned the group here and there. Absolutely. So let me tell you about this. I started a group called Genius a year ago now. In 2018, I started this group. And we've had over 8,000 members from all over the world, 140 countries now in this group. And these people are changing their lives, changing their marriages, changing their relationships, changing their careers. The results have been absolutely mind-blowing. Like, they're absolutely incredible. And I genuinely want the same results for you. If you've benefited from these 4 days of coaching, if you've really grown, if you've really learned, if you've seen the value, which you've all been telling me already, I want you to listen to this. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to share the information so that you can be really clear about your decision to be a part of this group and become a member of this group. But all I'm doing right now is I'm sharing with you the information. So listen loud and clear, stay alert. Right? Stay alert. And I know you want to join. I know so many of you are already like, Jay, we want to join something. I know so many of you have been emailing and messaging us and saying like, I want to get involved. I want to grow. I need this in my life. So I know that you know that. And I want to tell you about how it works. Now, let me explain to you, for those of you who don't know Genius, and I've had a few of the Genius members already comment. So Natalie says, I'm a full-time student and single mom. Genius Group is totally worthwhile investment. Natalie, thank you so much for mentioning that. And Barbara says, I love the Genius Group. I've been part of it for a year. And if it wasn't for that group, I won't have recorded my first album. That's amazing. I love that. Becky goes, Genius has transformed my life and in turn my family too. That's beautiful. So let me tell you what Genius is for those of you who don't know. Genius focuses on the 5 vital areas of life: physical, mental, emotional, financial, spiritual. How many of you want to level up in your physical well-being? Right, say yes right now in the comments. Press the like and love button. How many of you want to grow your mental well-being and mindset for confidence, for expert communication, for deep focus and extreme focus and the ability to bring your energy wherever you want? How many of you have that and want that in your life? How many of you, the third area that we focus on is emotional. How many of you know you want to heal the heart? How many of you want to develop forgiveness? The fourth area, financial. How many of you know that if you could just make a little more money every year, your life would change? And imagine you could make that money from your purpose or your passion. Imagine you knew how to get the best out of yourself so that you could make. We've had people in the Genius Group who've tripled their income. We've had people in the Genius group who've lost weight or gained weight because that's what they wanted to do. We've had people who've saved their marriage from the brink of divorce. Ria goes, I want to level up on all those areas. That's brilliant. How many of you want to level up on all those areas, right? Michael says, don't lie, guys. We've all got to continuously go in all 5 areas. Michael, thank you for being honest. Me too. I'm doing it all the time. And this is and the 5th one is spiritual. How many of us realize that we need to grow our spirit and our energy? So I'm doing these 5 all the time. I focus on these 5 all the time, and I want to share all of my findings, all of my research, all my tried and tested strategies with you. Sunny just said, Genius helped me reconnect with my daughter. So for those of you who have never heard about Genius, this is what we do. We cover coaching on physical, mental, emotional, financial, and spiritual. All of these areas are areas we all need to level up in. And therefore, Genius goes straight to the heart of it. We focus on the heart and mind because the heart and mind are the source and the root of success or failure in any of these areas. Our ability to make a difference in our life, whether it's financial, whether it's in our relationships, whether it's in our emotional, is all linked to our relationship with ourselves and our relationship with our mind. If you can master those 2 areas of your life, you can master anything. You can make more money, you can look incredible, you can have more confidence, you can be a better communicator, you can make a deep impact in the lives of other people, right? You can make, and so listen to me very, very carefully as I walk you through. Nicole says, I want all in with this Genius group. I'm determined to level up in all those areas. How many of you want to level up right now in all those areas of your life? And it may be a specific one that you're going to choose. And that's what we've had. We've had Genius members who've said, that's what I want. And they've come in and they've got exactly that, right? That's exactly what you've got. So now what you'll experience in this Genius coaching group is that you'll be able to gain clarity on your biggest dreams. How many of you want to find your passion and live your purpose on a daily basis? In Genius, I dive deep into this section of unlocking what you're passionate about and help you live a purposeful, meaningful life every day, no matter what you do. You don't have to quit your job. You don't have to break up with your partner. You don't have to reconfigure everything. When we change the way we look at things, the things we look at change, right? That's what happens. When we change the way we look at things, the things we look at change. Arena says, how much is this awesome Genius coaching program that you're offering right now? Arena, stick with me. I really want you to understand the value first and the impact first, right? Because when you recognize that and you experience that in your life, it will be so much more clearer. The other thing that we focus on, and this is one of my big priorities and takeaways, is that we learn how to cultivate meaningful relationships. How many of you want to have a better relationship with your son or daughter? How many of you want to have a better relationship with your partner? How many of you want to have a better relationship with your boss, your manager? When I teach you the intricacies and the subtle skills of managing multiple relationships and not just keeping people happy, inspiring them to be happy. See, when you're a powerful communicator, when you're powerful at connecting with people genuinely, deeply, intentionally, you don't have to try to make people happy. They'll just be happy being around you. How many of you feel that when you know that someone's just great because you're happy to be around them? Shane says, this is exactly what I want. So many changes that need to be made in my life, small changes at a time. Amazing, Shane. How many of you, like Shane, know that this is exactly what you need? If you're looking for spiritual growth, Genius is what you've been looking for, says Karina. Amazing. So happy to see that. That's brilliant. Fantastic. Right? Who else is in there? Amazing. We need to be the change, absolutely. Krista says, I want it so bad. I've been searching for purpose my whole life. Deborah says, this is what I need to discover my passion and purpose. Exactly. How many of us want to discover our passion and purpose? And I'll actually teach you how to actually implement into your daily life, right? No matter what you do for work. And that's where we want to find, I'll teach you in Genius how to find fulfillment and joy in your everyday work and even seek out new career paths if that's what you need, right? If that's what you need. And then, like what we've been doing this week, develop the habits and the skills. And like today, this week has been extremely practical. It's not been superficial. It's not been surface level. It's been practical and actionable. You actually know what you need to do. So this is where I want to go with this. And I love this. Jamie says, this is absolutely exactly what I've been searching for. Amazing. That's exactly what I need to do, says Tabby. Natalie, I'm getting on to absolutely. Prashani says, genius has been eye-opening personally. And so now you're already hearing, and I'm really grateful. Thank you all the Genius members who've come on board and are sharing this right now. Thank you so much. It means a lot to me. But I want to share a testimonial of one Genius member, and you can see all of what the Genius members are saying. And by the way, none of them have been told to say any of this. The beautiful thing about Genius is we have a real, genuine community, right? We have a real, genuine community. It's really the biggest success of my life. When people say to me, and this is true, when people say to me, Jay, what's the biggest success or what's your biggest achievement so far? Has it been being Forbes 30 under 30? Has it been going on Ellen? Is it about having multiple businesses? What is the most successful thing? I say it's building the Genius community. When I get asked that on an interview, that's my answer. It's the Genius community. So I'm welcoming you into my heart's offering, right? This is like my heart's offering. So this was a Genius member's testimonial that I'm going to read to you. And I want you to listen to it carefully. It's very emotional. Really absorb it. Close your eyes if you want to while I read this out. Listen to this carefully. This is a Genius member's testimonial, right? I'm reading it out for you. I wanted to use this opportunity to share a story about my personal growth. Hopefully some of you can relate to the experience and even benefit from it. Around 3 years ago, I was in a deep depression. Now, this Genius member is being really honest, really open, so please listen carefully. Let's really honor them and listen to them. Around 3 years ago, I was in a deep depression, struggling through a long-term dying relationship, and working in the wrong industry made life feel unfulfilling. How many of you can relate to that as well? At that time and in that state, I could only see two options. This is this person's story. Number one, continue to be unhappy in this situation and victimize myself. Or number two, use my desperation to reinvent myself, make tough and bold decisions, and do all the things I knew deep down are good in the long term, but I lack the discipline to start. Writing this now, I can't help getting flashbacks of the emotional turmoil going through all of that. Detaching myself from the safe life, jumping out into the unknown, and experiencing my first heartbreak was terrifying. My goal is to become the best version of myself. How many of you want to become the best version of yourself? My ideal self is someone who has found inner peace, is content with life, lives a healthy lifestyle, has achieved financial freedom, has strong bonds with people, and travels the world. To get closer to that ideal, I would need to manage my time better, find mentors, and surround myself with a positive peer group. There you go. Coaching, consistency, and community. The three things we all need. How many of you can relate to this person's story? Coaching, community, and consistency is what they needed. And this is their words, and that's where genius comes in. I'm now living, fast forwarding to today, I'm now living a more healthy and happy lifestyle. Went from 103 kg to 83 kg, a massive physical difference, which is just a reflection of the huge changes that have happened inside. The contrast of going from depressed to happy is like the difference between day and night. I fulfilled a personal promise I made back in the day. If I get out of the relationship and work situation, I will take a long travel by myself. And so I did. I spent the last 3 months traveling in America and a short trip to Mexico, had the privilege to attend 2 genius meetups in South California, met some awesome people, and have just lived life to its fullest. Now I'm waiting at the airport in Norway for my flight to Vietnam, hence the time to write. Now I'm waiting at the airport in Norway for my flight in Vietnam. I'm really excited to spend the next months there adventuring, experiencing, and understanding the culture of my roots better. Reflecting back, it's absurd how much life has changed since the decisive moment of taking complete responsibility and action. Going through this experience has changed the trajectory of my life, but I'm still only in the early stages. My current lifestyle was just a dream 3 years ago. Now I feel strong and confident. How powerful is that story? And that's just one story of some of the incredible transformations people have had. I know someone else who wanted to be an entrepreneur their whole life and they managed to quit their job and start the business of their dream. And the clients are rolling in. I know someone else who's made a huge impact and saved their marriage. So if you're going through the same things, you would really benefit from the Genius coaching sessions. So you can attend these live sessions as live or replays, just like in this group. And if you want my best ideas, my strategies, my behind the scenes, what I'm working on, all that kind of stuff, it's all in Genius. Now, Genius is the only place. So this is what you're going to get. Here's what you get access to. So these are the exact offerings of being a Genius member. It's a lot more than the coaching. So listen carefully. The first thing is weekly coaching sessions with me, that consistency. Genius is the only place I do coaching. I don't do any one-to-one coaching. I'm not, organizations where I coach are really working, paying hundreds of thousands of dollars to work with them to give a presentation. But if you want one-to-one coaching, and this really came, I got so many messages from people saying, Jay, please, 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 can you coach me? And when I see those messages and I get hundreds of thousands of them every week, I was struggling to figure out how, and therefore I created this. Every week I do a coaching session. You can watch it live or on the replay, just like this group. And there is the only place that I provide all my energy in answering questions and guiding you through a curriculum on those 5 areas: mental, emotional, physical, financial, and spiritual. If those are the 5 areas you want to level up in. The second thing you get as part of the Genius Group is you get access to an incredible Netflix of motivation. So this is all my 2019 sessions. So 2019 started 3-4 months ago now nearly. You get access to all the weekly sessions. It's like an online Netflix. You can actually search terms that you're interested in, like mindfulness. You can search confidence. You can search communication. You can search happiness. You can actually search and you'll have access to all of these live sessions. So instead of watching Netflix, you can watch me, right? The third thing you get access to is guided meditation sessions. How many of you earlier were telling me, Jay, I really need to learn to meditate? And the most important thing about Genius is you get to do the inner work. It's that mental gym with the mindfulness sessions. Now, I don't know how many of you know this, but I lived as a monk for 3 years where I deeply practiced meditation for 4 to 8 hours a day, right? 4 to 8 hours a day. And this is what I did. I turned that into these meditation sessions. And people are paying thousands to go on retreats abroad. I'm bringing it through the phone right to you, right? I'm bringing it through the phone right to you. And there are already dozens of meditations already up in the members area. So you can access them again already. On top of that, you get access to expert interviews. How many of you would love to know my conversations with Deepak Chopra, Gabby Bernstein, Tim Ferriss, Gary Vaynerchuk? I've got an online library of interviews with all these experts, and you can see what I had to learn from them as well. And then you get access to my private coaching community. This is the biggest success, my favorite thing. You get supporting exercises. You get help applying what you're learning. People will comment, people will learn. You'll actually get a real community. So we have a group where you can talk to each other and connect. And that leads to incredible in-person meetups. Now, this is a new feature that is just blowing up. We have meetups in nearly every city in the world every week where you can meet up with other Genius members with no added cost to learn from each other and build relationships. So if you think your family's toxic, if your friends are negative, if your work environment's not great, that's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen. Brittany says, this is genius. I'm so happy I can get involved. What I'm trying to create for you, genuinely what I'm trying to create for you, is a family for personal growth. There are family and there are friends, and then there are friends that become family, right? There are friends and there are family, and there are friends that become family. I'm trying to create for you a family for personal growth. It's where you get coaching, consistency, and community all in one place. This is something I did not have until I became a monk. Now, none of you are going to go off and become monks. That sacrifice level, there's no need for that right now. I'm bringing it to you. That's what I'm doing. To grow, you need all of this. You need all of this. So you can do in-person meetups. People are paying like $50,000 to be part of a mastermind. Here you have all of these people together. And Poonam saying the Genius community is the best family you can ever have. Real emotions, so judgment-free. Absolutely. Melissa says, I'm dying to know how to join and start already. How many of you are dying to know how to join and start already? Claudia says, is there a Genius community in Mozambique? I'm pretty sure there is. Awesome. Brilliant. Virat says, Genius is one big conscious family, online and offline. Absolutely. So we have an online and offline component. So listen to this carefully. If you've enjoyed any of my videos and the coaching this week, you definitely benefit from going deeper. So I already know that you all want this. And this is how I want you to think about it carefully. If you want to rewire your mind, upgrade your beliefs, set yourself up for success, this is the place to be. And you all know that it's so important to invest in yourselves. You know that. An investment in yourself will pay tenfold. You guys are saying it yourself. It will change your life. And the most amazing thing is, even if you have a busy schedule, you can watch the repeats. You can listen to it afterwards, even if you can't join in live. So whether you're busy, whether you've got lots going on, you've been doing this for 4 days in a row. Look at the benefits. Stop thinking about things like, oh my God, I'm not sure if I'm going to have time. It's once a week. You've just done 4 in a week. Look at the benefit. So you can live the life you have right now, and that can go fine, or you can do this. Now, this is my promise to you. 99% of my work will always remain free. I launch 2 podcasts a week. I launch 3 new videos a week. That's a ton of free content. It's all on my social media. It's always there. But Genius is the only place I coach. Genius is the only place of consistency. And Genius is the only place of community. If you want to get to know me better, if you want to have specific guidance, if you want to have a committed community that's going to help you grow, that's what the Genius community is about. It's the only place in the world. And there are 2 ways you can get involved. You can either be a monthly member or you can be an annual member, right? There are 2 ways that I want you to be able to join. You can either be a monthly member or an annual member. As a monthly member, you'll only pay $39 a month. And that's instant access to everything I've just mentioned. Everything that I just discussed from the start of saying it to now, you get all of that. And you get unlimited access. You can watch it as many times as you want. You can listen to it as many times as you want. And there are no contracts, no monthly commitment. And realistically, that's just over $1.30 per day. That's cheaper than coffee. It's cheaper than therapy. It's cheaper than the gym. It's cheaper than any type of coaching, right? And it's $39 a month. That's it. And if you choose to go for annual, that actually drops by 2 months. So you get 2 months free. So it gets to $390. So you get 2 months off. Right? So you absolutely know that you need this coaching and you need a supportive community in your life. This is the best option, the annual option. Commit for 1 year. Imagine you did this for 1 year. You've done it for 4 days. Imagine you committed for 1 year. How much would your life change? I genuinely mean this from the bottom of my heart. I'm doing this from a place of compassion. I'm doing this from a place of kindness. This is $39 US. I'm doing this from a place. When you commit financially, you commit mentally. This is the most amazing thing. When you commit financially, you will turn up. This is how our mind works. If we get something for free forever, we stop valuing it. When we commit, we grow. If you want to change your life, if you want to be the person who's going to make a different change, this is what you have to do. And if you sign up tomorrow, when this goes live, when you can, and there is an option to pay in GB. So you can pay in any country in the world. You can pay in pounds, you can pay in dollars. But it's $39 a month is the amount. And every week we go live on a Sunday so that everyone on the weekend can mostly access it. And if you can't, you can always watch the replay. And Tabby says that's so cheap considering how much other mentors are charging. So I purposefully, consciously and intentionally put myself as the cheapest coaching community in the world because I wanted it to have the most value and serve the most people. Right? To serve the most people. Bobby says, I'm doing this. Thank you. Just have to decide which way to go. Decide which way to go. You're already in. I know all of you are going to benefit from this. I know all of you are right for this. You just have to decide whether you want to go monthly, $39 a month, or go annually and save 2 months worth. And on top of that, when you go annual, you get 2 video series from me, absolutely free, the communication series and wealth series. So I've done 2 series last year, the communication series and the wealth series, and they are incredible. They're some of my best techniques on communication and wealth. And so for those of you who want to know how to make that money back, and this is the crazy thing, if you apply the principles in that wealth month, you'll make this money back. It's not a big investment, $39 a month, $390 a year. You will make that back by implementing the communication series and wealth series, which you get for free when you join the annual. And this is only if you buy annual. So you get the 2 months off free and you get access to that. And so this is a limited opportunity. We have over 120,000 students in this group, but I can only go deep with a few close people. So right now, I want to connect with people that really want to grow, that really want to develop, that really want to become the best version of themselves. So now, how many of you are saying to yourself, I'm ready, Jay, how do I sign up? How many of you right now? Joy says, this is really great and affordable, and that makes us move from any fear or anything else that holds us back. I want it to be that simple, right? Melissa, you get the same content in the annual or the monthly. It's the same program. You just get 2 free modules on top when you join annually, right? Jay, can I get from monthly member to yearly member if I'm already a genius? Absolutely you can. Of course you can switch that. Absolutely. So this is the breakthrough, right? This is the breakthrough that I can expect you to have. And the reason why there is a financial component to it is because it will improve your commitment. It will transform how much you can learn. It will force you to level up. This is cheaper than a coffee a day. It's cheaper than therapy. It's cheaper than the gym. It's cheaper than everything. And there's people have said to me, Jay, you're crazy for offering all of this, but I'm doing this because I love you and I want you to grow. I really believe that by committing to this, you can change it. Jurel says, I can afford this. I thought it would be more. Exactly. There you go. Right? And in that, you'll be able to have all of these meditation sessions. You can make monthly payments. Absolutely. And you can make payments. Yes, 100%. Alka says, wow, so incredible. Thank you so much for doing this. I can't believe it's cheap. I'm in for sure. Amazing. So this is it. How many of you are saying right now that you're going to sign up when this goes right? Crazy says, I am ready. Awesome. Who else? I will relist today's ones as well. It's an investment in your life. No brainer. Definitely want to join Donna. 100%. Like, just listen to this session. You'll make the money back, right? Like, that's not even the issue. And we've already have thousands of people from 140 countries changing their life. This is changing your life. You've invested in so much. You've invested in clothes. Just think about how much money you've spent on clothes. How have they genuinely changed your life? Think about how much money you've spent on fuel. How much has it actually changed your life? Think about how much money you've spent on, I don't know, watching movies, Netflix. How much has that changed your life? Jamie says, it makes sense. I paid for college, so I took it more seriously, and investing in myself is priceless. Jamie, there you go. Right? There you go. And this is really just an addition. This is for anyone who's going further. I will always do free coaching. My videos will remain absolutely free. This is the way to go a step further. So we'll always have it, right? You'll always have this. I will always do the free stuff. That's not going away. So you've not missed out on anything. If you've benefited from the last 3 days and 4 days, amazing. You've got everything. But if you recognize the value of this, if you can see that you can grow, this is the time. Rachel goes, I'm so done with negative talk. I'm worth it and I'm doing it. That's really Rachel, you've just hit the nail on the head. Rachel, you have just hit the nail on the head. Most of us do not think we're worth it. We spend so much more money on others and everything else, but we don't spend it on ourselves. We don't think we're worth it. That's it. You've hit the nail on the head. It's a painful truth. Jennifer says, wow, Jay, thank you for offering this to us. I really want your help with teaching me how to save my life. Paula says, I need all 3 C's and I'm excited to be part of the group. Amazing. Sarah says, this one is so great, like the amount I spend on the things that I don't need. And this one is gold. Absolutely perfect. So we're going to open registration. It's going to be open for a limited amount of time. We're opening registration tomorrow, Wednesday, 10th April at 1 p.m. UK time. Listen carefully. Tomorrow, we're opening up registration at 1 p.m. UK time, which is 8 a.m. in New York, 5 a.m. in LA, 4 p.m. in Dubai, 5:30 p.m. in India, 8 p.m. in Perth, 8 p.m. in Singapore, 10 p.m. in Sydney, and midnight in Auckland. Listen carefully again to your location. This is 1 p.m. UK time tomorrow, Wednesday, 10th April. Genius opens up, so you can sign up. You can be first in line. Grab that annual or grab the monthly. If you grab the annual, you get those 2 extra wealth and communication sessions free. I guarantee if you go for the annual, you learn how to make that money back. That's the biggest thing. You will make this money back through these sessions. That's the crazy thing. That if you're worrying back going, okay, how much am I going to lose? Just think about, if you always think about how much am I going to lose, what about how much you could make? How much is your life going to change? Let's say you get a promotion. Let's say you break through your barriers. That's the price. That's the price you have to think about, right? That's how we have to think about this. What are we actually going to miss out on? It's not the price of how much you're losing. It's about how much you're investing in. What are you growing? With this investment, this little investment, what's actually going to come out of that? Zalima says, this is so affordable. I've paid $1,000 on a coaching like this, not including the meditation. This is much more powerful. I already benefited from this. This is worth it. This is a blessing, universal love. Thank you, Zalima. That means so much to me. Cancel that Netflix or cable subscription because you won't need them anymore, says Mittal. Mittal, I love that. That's really cool. So this is how it works. We're live tomorrow. Listen to this carefully. 1 p.m. UK time, LA 5 a.m., New York 8 a.m., Dubai 4 p.m., India 5:30 p.m., Perth 8 p.m., Singapore 8 p.m., 10 p.m. Sydney, midnight Auckland. Yes, Desi, if you join the monthly plan, I've done a money month this month. But if you join the annual plan, you get access to the 2 sessions from last year that are really powerful as well. Okay, and this is what you need to do. Listen carefully. At exactly that time in your area, we will post the registration link inside this group. You can come here, click the link and sign up immediately to secure your place. And I'll send an email too as well so that you can look out for it. And now here's the really big cherry on top, right? Here's the big one. The opportunity to sign up will be available for a few days, but if you sign up tomorrow, you'll be rewarded with the first day fast action bonus. So I'm going to reward you if you sign up tomorrow, because this is why I'm telling you this information today, so you can sign up tomorrow. You've got the time to make your decision on whether you're going to go for monthly or whether you're going to go for annual. Either works. You can always trade from monthly to annual. But if you sign up for annual, of course, you get the 2 things free. Now, but either way, whether you're monthly or annual, if you sign up tomorrow, you're going to get access to 3 fast action bonuses. It's my relationship series. It's my session on 5 love languages, 4 layers of trust, and the 4 C's of relationships. If you sign up tomorrow, whether it's the monthly or the annual, you will get the fast action bonus, which is free sign up to these 3 extra bonus components. And so you will get immediate access on the first day if you join on the first day. And everyone who joins early gets instant access to the special bonus series, right? So all I want you to do now is decide, do you want to join monthly or annual? If you need to speak to your family or speak to a partner or a spouse, do that today. Make your decision. Are you going annual or monthly? So tomorrow you can make that decision. As soon as you go live, 1 p.m. UK time, you can get in there. Now, tomorrow, Wednesday, 10th April, 1 p.m. UK time, know your zone, know your area. Sign up and join Genius and get the first day action bonus. So don't waste 3 days doing it. Do it tomorrow. You get all this free access as well, right? You'll get all this free access as well. If you sign up to the annual, absolutely. Absolutely. I want you to make a decision, right? I want you to make that decision today. I've given you this. If you've found the 4 days valuable, this will be priceless. If you found my videos meaningful, this will be priceless. If you have learned or grown already in 4 days, imagine what will happen in the year. Just imagine what will happen in the year. How many of you right now, say yes in the comments, are signing up tomorrow at 1 p.m. UK time, annual or monthly? Write it right now. Remember, if you join the annual, you get the wealth and communication sessions free. If you join tomorrow, you get the fast action bonus, annual or monthly. You get the fast action bonus relationship series, 3 sessions, absolutely free. How many of you are signing up tomorrow? Let me know. I'd love to know right now. Donna says, your work